Coming to the MAC on April 8th and 9th is the New Philharmonic Orchestra's last classical concert of the season, Encore, starring CSO violinist David Taylor. Here to tell you about this amazing concert is none other than the maestro himself, Kirk Muspratt. Welcome back, Kirk.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you. So let's talk about David Taylor.
Cool.
He's my favorite guy.
I know, you love him.
I love him.
You love it. Yeah, and as assistant concertmaster, I told you on an email, he's writing to me, or he's been writing to me from Europe, because the CSO's on this magnificent tour of Europe, playing all the best halls. And he wrote to me and said, you know, he's really looking forward to doing the Lalo. He loves the piece, and it is a very unusual and very difficult piece. So.
Now, the Lalo concerto, tell us about that.
Okay, so it's written in 1875. Lalo is French, but his father was in the military, and they lived in Spain for a while. So at that time in Paris, everybody's fascinated with Spanish culture. Carmen is going to premiere about a month later, and so Lalo meets the greatest violinist of the day, Pablo Sarasate, who is Spanish. And when he meets him, they decide upon this piece that they're going to do together. So it has all this Spanish flavor. There's seguidillas in it. Oh, it's really exotic and beautiful. It's very unusual because it's a French violin concerto, but it's really Spanish. So it's very exotic.
I bet it's very sexy.
It is
and
sexy.
Sultry.
Yeah, it is. The second movement, the seguidilla, is like really amazing and beautiful on the violin. Sarasate was an amazing violinist, so it's tough. You know, he's sitting there with Lalo going, okay, I can do this. And so every violinist since then has had to do, oh, I can do this, you know, it's very tough.
So is this the piece in the show that you're also featuring a new instrument?
No.
That's a different piece.
Yeah, that's the second half of the concert.
Okay, so tell us about that.
That's your instrument.
My new instrument.
Yeah, your instrument.
The MAC's new instrument.
So the MAC and the College of DuPage have had the vision to always be upgrading things, you know, which is wonderful, keep things ahead of the curve. So we have a brand new organ. So once I heard we had this brand new gorgeous organ, which I just talked to Bill Burr about, he said it's a magnificent instrument. So we're going to do the Organ Symphony of Saint-Saëns. Now, it's not really an organ symphony. The organ only plays in the last movement and only for a while. But when it plays, it actually takes over the whole orchestra, and it's a big orchestra. So it's going to be like whomping exciting. I could just tell you.
So, Kirk, who plays the organ in your orchestra?
One of our pianists will play.
Oh, they play?
Yeah, it's not a really hard organ part at all. It's just a big rah, rah,
with the feet and the...
Yeah, the feet, the pedals, the whole thing.
Whole nine
Bill
yards.
he said, this organ will have no problem taking over the orchestra. So the orchestra plays and the organ plays. And it's really very exciting. It's a lovely piece.
Well, I'm glad that you're going to feature it in the show. I think that's exciting.
Yeah, and with the acoustics of the hall now,
I know.
It's going to wipe people out. Yeah, in a good way.
And you have another surprise in that you have 2 featured children, which I love that you do this.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have a competition, as you all know, at intermission feature at least one young person from our area. And these 2 young ladies, one's going to play on Saturday, one on Sunday. Both of them can really go into music, no problem. And they're so fine, such fine high school students, that we're going to actually have them play in the orchestra for the last movement of the Saint-Saëns Symphony. And they'll be absolutely, I mean, these young people are
exceptional.
Exceptional and taught by the best teachers in the city, and I mean, I'm amazed by them. I'm amazed by them. So we'll feature them, yes.
What a thrill for a student and an inspiration to be asked to play with a professional orchestra.
Even if you're in college, it's pretty tough.
That's true.
But to sit there with one of our players and just have like 1 or 2 rehearsals and play part of a symphony, yeah, and that's what we should be doing.
Well, and you know, I think at the MAC, one of the things I feel strongly about, I know you feel strongly about, is outreach.
Oh, yes.
And if we don't make a concerted effort to develop tomorrow's artists, nobody else will.
Right.
And I think we have to support these kids, and I think we have to give them opportunities, and you know, we have the treat seats for kids.
Yeah.
And we get notes and thank you notes from these children who, the tickets go to underprivileged kids, for those of you who don't know. Some of them have never seen a live show in their life. Right. And it's life-changing to some of them.
But people donate to that, correct?
Yes, they do.
People specifically
People donate and support that.
Right.
And so they basically sponsor a child from an orphanage, from Metropolitan Family Services, Bridge Communities. And it's, I think, so important. But I think the work that you're doing to give them exposure is huge. You know, and we try to do some shows where we'll invite a touring artist to do a master class. And I think anytime a young person can work with a professional, what an opportunity.
Yes.
You know?
And it's incumbent upon us to, as you realize in our community, people are so busy. I say to Paula all the time, this is not the world of 2002 or 1998 or 1988. This is the world of 2020. And people, and young people are so busy that you'd think, oh, well, just ask a school and they'll just come. No.
It's not that easy.
Kids are so busy and they have so many interesting goals and they're so multifaceted. You know, when you think of even a young woman like my mom in 1940, she could be a teacher or a nurse.
Right.
Now, what is the girl at Glenbard West doing? She's taking AP for this. She's going to be a double major at blah, blah, blah.
And she's playing volleyball.
Right, and she's playing volleyball, which is totally cool
right,
also.
on top
but
of it.
unless we sort of go, hello, come to us and we can help you maybe, then, you know, it's much more difficult. It takes more energy and more foresight.
What else are you excited about with this concert?
Oh,
Is there any other highlights that you want people to know about?
Yes, actually the concert, Diana, the first concert is on Saturday night, April the 8th, which is my birthday.
Awesome!
Okay? Yes, and the next
I
day,
better bake a cake.
The concert is the next day. It's on Sunday the 9th at 3 p.m., which is the day after
your birthday. I knew it.
So I'm excited about that. Well, I'm excited to have David back. And I don't know, you know, Paula and I were talking about Saint-Saëns in the green room, and Saint-Saëns was one of the greatest geniuses who ever lived. I've given talks about him and said that he's greater a genius than Mozart, because he was actually writing music when he was 3. Mozart was 5. Mozart spoke 4 or 5 languages. Saint-Saëns spoke 8 languages fluently. He played every instrument. He was the greatest organist of the century. He played violin beautifully. He played cello beautifully. He spoke Portuguese fluently. You know, he was one of these guys. He was the first guy to write any piece of film music.
A real Renaissance man.
He was unbelievable.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, but maybe more about my birthday. I'm not sure, you know.
Kirk, what do you want for your birthday?
Do you want to know?
Anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Now, we didn't plan this. I'm just telling you. Can I have more money for the orchestra, please?
We'll work on that.
Any artist is going to say, can I please have more money
Can I
for
have
my
a raise?
musicians and my guest artists and my opera, please? So
Well, you know,
you said anything, so.
you know, we can talk about something that the audience might not know, that you can sponsor a musician in the orchestra. And that's really just started this year, last year. And it's starting to take off. And it's really helping to make a difference that we can do bigger work, more work. You know, gives you a little more time to rehearse, maybe. All those little things. Every dollar helps.
Oh yeah, we just
Every
had
dollar.
somebody just sponsor the first clarinet chair.
That's exciting.
After the New Year's Eve concert, and of course we know one of our greatest donors, sponsors 3 cello chairs.
So,
Yeah.
if you want Kirk to have a good birthday, make a donation to the New Philharmonic Orchestra or sponsor a chair, right?
Yes.
Best wishes for a wonderful birthday and a great year for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Well, the final concert of the New Philharmonic Orchestra's 40th season will be at the MAC on Saturday, April 8th, the day of Kirk's birthday at 7:30 p.m., and Sunday, April 9th, the day after his birthday at 3 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at the Mackinac Arts Center box office or online at themac.org, or please call 630-942-4000.